Hello again, everybody. It's Dave here from Dave Station VR, and today I have the dubious honor of presenting you my thoughts on Arizona Sunshine, a new game for PSVR that just got ported from some other platforms like Vive and Oculus, and it's available now. And I gotta say, people were really hyped about this one. I was looking forward to it. I know a lot of other people were definitely looking forward to it, and ooh, they really fucked this one up. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, so as I was putting this review together, I wrote myself a little list of pros and cons. And I gotta tell you, the cons are several pages, and the pros are very, very short. The first con that I have written down is that the game is not fun. There is a campaign mode. It lasts 4 hours or something like that. There's plenty of different guns. They've got support for aim, move controllers, DualShock 4, but the game is not fun. You just keep shooting the same 4 or 5 different zombies over and over again. There's like one lady in a bikini. There's a guy with a baseball cap. There's an old man who I swear that I saw in Roller Coaster Dreams, and who said something to me about winning like $40 million. I guess he became a zombie later. And then they cloned him, and there's 30 of him walking around. Anyways, oh my god, the enemy variety is just non-existent. People gave Farpoint a hard time for enemy variety, but this is just a whole nother level of nothing. So there have been games in the zombie genre, you know, Left 4 Dead, all kinds of stuff that have established, you know, there's several types of zombies, and they all have a different kind of mechanic for how do you react to them and that kind of stuff, and it makes it fun. There's some variation. This game is the same damn zombie. Sometimes he's got the little mushrooms from Last of Us on his face. Otherwise, it's like the 5 character models that they reuse over and over and over again. It is insane. What else? Well, we've got the terrible voice acting. God, the narration from this guy. Oh, it's so loud. It's mixed really poorly. And it's really snarky and just juvenile, and after a while you really want to turn it off, which you can do, thankfully. Another thing is there are invisible walls all over the fucking place. There's stages where there will be a part where they want you to accomplish something, right? But until you accomplish that, you cannot walk around in the room that you are in. So you have to go do something, and then all of a sudden the invisible wall is lifted, and you can walk around. It's really strange. I don't know if that's something they had to do to port it to PS4, because it couldn't handle, you know, having it all in memory at the same time. I don't know what it was, but there are way too many invisible walls, especially in the Horde mode of this game, the online multiplayer. You're trapped in like a tiny tent, and you can barely move. It looks like you ought to be able to, but you just can't. That's really disappointing. Let's see. The enemy animations. Oh boy. You gotta see some of these things. There will be times where a guy like runs up to a door at full speed and knocks it over, and like he's gonna come rushing at you, and then he just sort of starts stumbling towards you at a slow pace. The way the zombies move is just not scary at all. It's, you know, it's more terrifying to look at the way your co-op partner is rendered in Horde mode than it is to actually look at any of the zombies. So one of the things that I had written down in the pro column is that there are a variety of guns and that they designed some new guns for the aim controllers, which, you know, on their part, good call. The aim controller, I will say, is the only way to really play this game in the campaign mode, but you can't play the regular story mode with it. You have to go to this weird two-handed mode that acts like it's separate from the campaign, but it is still the exact same thing as the campaign. You just have two-handed guns. Anyways, the problem with that is that the guns all feel exactly the same to me. Like if you've got one machine gun versus another machine gun, or one rifle versus another rifle, there's no real... I don't care. I really just never cared what gun I had, to be honest. The other thing is that the vibration on the guns is really just non-existent. Like if I'm in the game and I'm turning a crank to open up an elevator to get out of this area, my controller is shaking like a fucking madman. But then if I'm firing a shotgun, it doesn't even vibrate. It takes you completely out of the game. It's a really strange decision. I don't know why they decided to just eliminate vibration from the guns, but keep it in like the puzzling segments. It just didn't make any sense. So yeah, the Horde mode, the online co-op where you fight against waves of zombies. I sort of mentioned this offhand before, but it's really, really abysmal. I was hoping that maybe there was something to this game that was like, maybe the campaign's not great, but the multiplayer is good, like a Left 4 Dead sort of situation where you get online with your friends and you play through, and it's a lot of fun. That is not the case at all. The Horde mode is just terrible. You're confined to a tiny space. You're stuck with like one handgun and not very much ammo. It's just as not fun as the rest of the game, which is unfortunate. And I encountered some really strange bugs. Like, I was playing with someone online, and most of the time, they just were not there. They didn't even appear on the screen. It was really fucking strange. But I could still hear them, and they were still shooting people. They just weren't there on the screen. The main feeling I get from this game overall is just that it's really janky, and that's not what I was expecting. For a $40 game with this much hype, pumping up the aim support, all this stuff, and it's had positive reviews in the past, and maybe it was just a really bad port. I'm not sure what happened, but save your money. Please, please, please save your money. This game is maybe worth 15 bucks tops. Otherwise, avoid it. I'm sorry to have to bust the bubble of hype, but this is not going to be worth your cash. Alright guys, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but thanks for watching regardless, and I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, of course, I would love it if you did that. As I've said before, I've got a Patreon account, and now I'm going to end my plug for myself, and thank you for watching. Have a good evening.